What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. At the end of the last video we did an unboxing of the VEVOR stud welder dent puller, and in this video we're going to test it out. So this is the stud welder dent puller. We did all the unboxing and I showed you all this, but it was at the end of the last video, so I'll kind of go over some of that again. But we tried it out on this tailgate, and I didn't realize that the tailgate was aluminum, so you can't do any kind of stud welding dent pulling on that. It has to be a ferrous type metal. So we have this over here, have this bed, got a little dent right here, and it is magnetic, so we can use that. This bed is garbage, so we're gonna just be practicing on here. Might even try a little Bondo, because the bed that I'm gonna get has a little small dent on it, so I need to learn how to fix that. So it's gonna be perfect to use this and learn how to do it. So if you didn't watch the last video, I think you should. It's pretty cool. I took this over to my friend's house, and the frame was twisted. We put it on the frame machine, fixed the frame, came out perfect. We used his dent puller and fixed both of these, because that's where the cab kind of ran into the back on both sides. I dented that in. So we got all that fixed up nice, ready for paint. So I think it was a good video. I think you're gonna like it. But today we're gonna be working on the dent puller and kind of testing out the VEVOR. See how it compares to his professional one that he had. So this is the machine. It's a very simple machine. It's all automatic. It's 110 volts. I think they make a 220 version. You got a ground, which is very important to get a good ground on your surface. And as far as the machine, it's just on off. Here's a dial. The instructions don't really cover any of this, but if you just go by the pictures, select what you're doing. I guess this would be to turn up more current, and then this on-off switch here, I think that's for like if you're gonna do stud welding versus the little shims. Not really sure. But other than that, you can see I've been using it. That's where I was testing it on the aluminum, and I just couldn't get it to weld. But it has a slide hammer. Comes with all this, a lot of extra pieces. It even comes with a suction cup. So if you're using it on like a, just say the door panel is also aluminum. So if you got a dent here, you could put that on there and use a slide hammer to pull that dent out, which would work good on the door panel. All right, so like this attachment, if you have a crease and you need to pull that crease out, you have these tabs. You can weld these in all along that crease, and then this just connects in. Then you use a slide hammer to pull that out. All right, so let's go get it set up and try it out. I already got it all set up. I put the ground, I found a hole right here, kind of cleaned it up. It's probably not the best, but it's gonna work. And I just have the dial set in the middle. I'm gonna see where that starts. And then whenever you have a dent, you don't want to pull straight from the center. You want to kind of work your way around and then kind of diagonal, kind of circularly go in. So let's get the camera set up, and I'm gonna work on this dent. All right. Yeah, we got a good ground, and then you just kind of spin it. Yeah, so I'm trying to just stay on this one side, kind of work my way to the center. So I don't have the best ground. A lot of times, like, you'd sand down this whole spot, weld you a bar, and then clamp your ground to that. But this was the easiest way to do it for now. works great. Alright, so a few other little tips. As you use it, you're gonna build up on the tip right here. So you can just hit that with a file, knock that off. It's all about making good connectivity. And also you see how I sanded this, but a couple of the low spots still has some, I guess that'd be sanded down to the primer, but it won't make a connection here. But if you come out here to the silver shiny part, perfect. So key is good ground, clean tip, and sand it all the way down to bare metal. But this thing works absolutely great. Yeah, I'll find it just as good as this $1,000 professional model that he had that we used the other day. Really like this. It's gonna come in very handy. I don't know how good you can see that on camera, but the dent's completely out. I know I don't have the correct kind of hammers. That's gonna be next on the list to buy. But after you get all your little spot welds, you can just kind of go back and tap all those little spots. Any little high spots. And then just come back and kind of knock them off. That looks perfect to me. And you really only need to get it within, let's say, a 1/16 of an inch, because then your Bondo is just gonna fill all those little spots in. Very happy. So a few little issues that I found. I was using this outlet. This is a 20 amp receptacle. So I had to put it on an extension cord and run it over to one that's a 30. It tripped the 20 amp a couple times. I probably could have got away with it if I wouldn't have used it too much, but I think it really needs to be on a 30 amp receptacle. And also I kept it on this middle right here. Kept this switch up, which I think if you flip it down, that's for stud welding. But this is everything I needed. It's all automatic. Kind of sets the trigger time with the amperage and all that. This came out absolutely perfect. I hit that pretty hard with the hammer, so it was dented in pretty good. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but overall this is a great addition to what we need. And I'm gonna be able to buy that other bed now that has a little damage and fix that, save a ton of money. So a few little updates. I found a tailgate. It's black, so we're gonna have to sand that down and paint it. And the only difference is the camera system, which I'll take the old camera out of mine and put in because the wiring harness is different. So we got that. And I bought these wheels. I'm gonna make a bed dolly to put the new bed on. That way I can roll it around and paint it, put it in the paint booth, roll it back out. So I might make a video about that tomorrow, building a little bed dolly, probably 4x4, something like that, 3 foot high. And that's gonna make it a lot easier, especially putting it back on the bed and putting it in the paint booth and taking it out. And also yesterday, Super Clean sent us a package, so let's see what they brought. They sent us a banner too, so it's really nice. So we got 2 hats, very nice hats. A Super Clean banner, which I don't know where we're gonna put it. Tyler took after his grandpa with love of antiques and old signs and stuff, so he has a bunch in his room. So I don't know, maybe we can put the banner up somewhere over here. But also they sent some products too, which they got some really great products. Let's see. It's a degreaser and a spray bottle. Wheel cleaner. I'm sure Tyler and his buddies will be using that this weekend. And then we have a degreaser and a foam can. So they make some great stuff. Check them out. We'll have some links in the description. We have a link in the description for the VEVOR welder. I think it was around $199. I think they make a 220 version too. a 220 volt. So this is the 110 volt. So if you're in the market for one of these, definitely give VEVOR a look. They make some great stuff, and I find it just as good a quality, especially if you're just using this at home and not in a production shop. This is really all you need. It's going to do everything you really need to do. I know this was a little quick video, but people that's searching for certain tools on YouTube, they don't really want to click on a 30-minute video to see a tool that they might purchase. So if you clicked on it for the stud welder dent puller, I hope you stick around and watch us finish this build right here. We do a lot of fun things on this channel, and hopefully we will see you next time.